Scene on BBC Radio London with Aurie Styla.
This is The Scene.
Loving that one. That is Alicia Keys, Falling. My name's Aurie Styla, covering for Miss Judy Love right here on BBC Radio London, The Scene. So if my voice don't sound like Judy's, you know why. Judy's about, but not here. She'll be back here on her show next week. Got my next special guest in the building. I'm actually really looking forward to this interview. All the way from the US of A, right here now into London. Comedian, actor. I don't even really need to do the credentials. There's so many of them.
Nah, don't do all that, man. Don't even do all that, Aurie.
We'll just let it drop.
Just let it go.
Affion Crockett is in the building.
What's up, man?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I can't complain. I'm sleepy. I'm jet lagged.
I can imagine you just landed today, didn't
I just
you?
touched down.
Listen,
I ran right
you.
up to see you. I ain't even get to my bed yet.
I'm sorry.
I was like, yo, I gotta go see my boy.
It's gonna be
Mr.
good.
Styla.
Thank you, sir.
Facts.
Firstly, I mean, it's your first time to coming to perform in the UK?
To perform, yeah. But I was over here before. I did that old McDonald's commercial years ago.
I remember.
As y'all call them, adverts. But yeah, had the crazy crop top hair they gave me, the hair piece.
That wasn't yours.
Nah, that wasn't me, bro. Even though I've had some crazy hairstyles in my day.
I remember in Def Jam.
Oh yeah, my pineapple dress.
Yeah, I remember
For
that.
sure.
I remember that.
That was my tribute to Busta Rhymes. You know what I mean? One of my favorite rappers. Facts.
Nah, it's great to have you down there. I mean, it's the first time performing in the UK for you. But you have been out here. Do you like?
And performing with you. We both on the same show.
All right, so we are.
Don't short yourself, man. Come on, man.
You know
Let
what?
the people know.
I will. I'll let people know. But right now it's about you, and then.
Nah,
and
I
then
get
it's
it. But
about us.
I'm on with some beasts. So we gotta let them know.
It's gonna be so.
You're not just filling in for Judy, son.
I like
you out
this.
here performing this
I like
weekend.
this. You're boosting me, even though I'm supposed to be here, like going, "What's going on, Affion?" You're
Hey,
like,
man,
"What's
well,
going
let's
on,
go,
Aurie?"
man. Let's go.
So what's gonna happen is you're gonna be touring. It starts tomorrow, right? From Thursday all the way up until Sunday. We're doing London, Nottingham, Leeds, Birmingham for the Real Deal Comedy Jam tour.
Yeah, we at Dingwalls tomorrow, right?
Dingwalls tomorrow is where we're gonna be.
Camden, Dingwalls. Come on out.
I love this.
Get your tickets.
So Afion's gonna be
No
there killing it.
comps.
You know you got to say that to some people.
You gotta say that. No comps.
I'm gonna get a phone call like tomorrow. Oh, the show sounds good, bro. You got any?
Look,
you got
man.
guest
If you
list?
go, listen. When you go see a Broadway show, you don't. There's no comps. You pay like $150 US to go.
Yeah, that's big money.
Hamilton is even bigger than that. Like
that's
that's
true.
like $1,000 tickets. So how you gonna be like, yo, Afe, let me get a free? You got a guest list for your? Nah.
Get your tickets.
Get your tickets.
Get your tickets. Or stand outside and hope you can hear through the walls. That's how it is. You've been doing this for a minute, sir.
Yeah, I've been in the game, man. I'm not a newbie.
No, a hot minute. And you've done corners. You've done loads. I personally, for me, one thing that stands out with me when you is not just your comedy, it's your impressions.
Uh-huh.
You're one of the kings of doing impressions.
Well, thank you, sir.
Right. I mean, your Obama's on point. I've seen.
Now, hold on. Now, I appreciate you saying that. That's real generous of you.
I'm picturing Obama as well, and the fact that you just jumped straight into that.
Yeah, it's not a problem. It's who I am.
You go from things like Obama, and then you can jump into crazy characters, which I know is not an imitation, but of like Lester the Court Jester, for example.
Oh yeah, man. You've seen the movie Soul, man. You know what I'm saying? My name is Lester the Court Jester. My name is Lester the Court Jester. Oh, you other rap the master.
For someone who ain't slept,
had to
you got
edit
energy.
myself. You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah. You can't there. Two words you can't drop here today.
No, for sure. We good though.
Now you've done the rounds, and I must say it's nice to be able to see a comedian come over here, and I can honestly say for myself, this is me feeling good. I'm actually going to be on a show with a guy who's not only done the rounds all around the world, but he's killed it on shows like Wild 'N Out. He's been on.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun right there.
See,
Wild 'N Out is so much fun.
We don't have much of that here, so to see you here, and then also to see Wild 'N Out in the States,
right?
But
y'all obviously watch it over here, like it's a big show.
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
So a lot of the comedians that even if people haven't seen do shows, we might have seen go on Wild 'N Out and then check them out afterwards.
Right.
So like some of the new ones, like your DC Young Flyers, we wouldn't have seen doing shows. We would have seen them on Wild 'N Out and then gone to see their stand-up.
Absolutely.
So it's like, how do I interview somebody who's with A Haunted House 1 and 2? You've been
ask me whatever you want to ask me, man. Let's talk about it.
Okay,
get into it.
All right, let's.
We don't need to name the credits.
I'm not gonna drop everything.
Because look, everybody don't know who I am. You know, some people need to know. Some people do know, and it's cool. But whatever you want to ask me, I'm here.
All right,
I'm on your time.
Let's do this then. Okay, well, firstly, how long has it been now, comedy-wise?
Comedy, I started in 94. Wow. Yeah, I was a youngster. I started in 94. And I stopped doing stand-up for a minute when I moved to L.A. I stopped literally for like 14 years.
Wow.
I stopped doing it because I wanted to pursue acting. So that's where all the movies and the Wild and Out, all that stuff came through that time. I said, I'm going to lock down my feet in L.A. so I could focus on the craft that I came here to focus on.
Yeah.
And back then I didn't really love stand-up. I fell back in love with stand-up after I did all of this stuff, and then I saw more of the business model of what stand-up could be for me. You know, when I started looking at Louis C.K. and Kevin Hart and Chris Rock and Aziz Ansari, like how they were taking stand-up and really creating an industry for themselves. Even though other people had done it, I feel like in this day and age when they did it, it became a little more clear that no, we're taking the power out of the middleman's hands and we're gonna put it back in our pockets. So once I built up the fan base, I was like, oh, this is a perfect time for me to come back and do it the way I really want to do it.
Does it when you obviously went to acting and you went back to stand up? What was that like? Because it's almost like being new again.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Being new again, but knowing what you have to do, but still feeling like this is a new venture for you, even though you've already been doing this before.
Yeah, it's weird because the only terrifying thing was just being on the stage and getting comfortable. I wasn't worried about feeling like I was reintroducing myself to the people because again, the people that show up know me from my movies and my TV shows. So for them, there's no gap in them seeing me. It's just now they get to see me live. Yeah. And when I wasn't doing stand up, that was the thing that bothered me. Is like, man, I don't do just random meet and greets. I don't just fly around and show up to events. So the people that show me all this love, like email me, send me messages on social media, how can I go see them? And that's when all of it just came into play. That's when I was like, all right, I gotta do stand up. I gotta go hit it.
It's almost like the home. It's like it's like your foundation, and no matter where you stray, I noticed with a lot of stand-ups, even in the UK, when they go to other places and say, I want to go into acting, or some even say, I want to do music, always seem to come back to stage to do comedy. Yeah. It's just that foundation I think everyone loves.
Yeah, if you have something to say, you're gonna come back to it. You know what I mean?
And in this day and age as well, there's a lot to say. There's a lot you can go on stage and talk about.
In this day and age, too many people have too much to say. We have too much freedom. Everyone has a comment. Everyone has a page. Everyone has a phone. So I feel like, you know, as a human race, we're talking way too much, and I think the talking needs to be curated again.
So yeah, there's a lot of words, but what's really been said?
Exactly, it's too many words because it's so many things being said from all angles. So it's kind of like in the fall when you see the leaves on the ground and the wind comes to blow, the leaves are just going everywhere. And I feel like now that's where everyone's point is going. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has a point of view, but we're not solving anything because it's too many voices. We've given power to people that don't need the power.
Oh, we have that here.
No, it's everywhere. I'm not singling anyone out.
Oh, no, I know this. I'm
talking in general. Yeah.
We were talking about this a few weeks ago. There are people that call themselves social media influencers. When they take social media and say, I'm an influencer, and then someone else threw a question of, well, what are you really influencing? What is it you're saying?
I saw that.
What are you saying? You call yourself an influencer, but why?
What are you really influencing?
Why am I watching you? What is it about you that's influencing me? Right. And I find that you're right. It is a lot of people talking, but then what's really actually being said is trying to filter out the noise and going, all right, this is the content. And it's good it's good that it's not just here, because sometimes you forget that everywhere else has their own issues, their own things going on. And there's a lot of noise everywhere else. So
yeah, I feel like the thing that used to make the world go round for us as we were growing up and we were like mystified by different celebrities, and you know, it's because they had mystique. Now everyone is so accessible and everyone's life is an open book that the mystique is kind of gone. Like the fans don't really respect. So it just doesn't move exactly the same anymore. Like you'll have some phenomenon, some boy bands that'll come out and they'll be hot for like a minute, but it's just a little different. Like we don't have the Michael Jacksons and the Princes and the, you know what I mean? Even the Princess Di, like she had a mystique about her that no one could match. So, you know, things like that is what I pay attention to. Just the world as a whole, I just feel like we've diminished our own value because we just give everything out now. We give everything for free. We give Every second on Instagram, somebody's posting a photo of their life. It's like, what part of your life is private now?
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Every minute. I was out for a meal yesterday, and the person kept taking pictures of the meal. I'm like, when you actually just enjoy what you're eating.
And just seeing
And
it.
just
and savoring the meal. Like, what what are you doing?
That's, yeah. Can I ask, what's the state of comedy in the States? What's like the comedy game? Because we feel here, we feel here that it's diminishing at times because people can get their comedy online. They can watch on YouTube. They can catch it on their phone when people are doing clips on their phone. And it's starting to definitely play a part here with some shows. But then there are other shows that kind of burst through that because it's talent, it's quality in going to see stuff live. But is that how is it in the States?
Talent and quality always wins. I don't care how many clips you see on YouTube. Like, a lot of people are, don't want their stuff to be filmed. And, like, I don't like my stuff to be filmed either. But I also don't care. It's like a duality because at the end of the day, if your mentality is I'm going to win, you're going to win. If your mentality is, oh man, there's a lot of distractions and, it's diminishing and it's this and that, and you keep speaking those things, that's exactly what you're going to get. So you just gotta be like a bull sometimes and just dig your head down and just push forward and do what it is you want to do. And don't believe that something is taking away from what you're doing. Whether it be social media, whether it be people's opinions, don't even believe that stuff. There's always an audience. Here's a perfect example.
Yeah, go on.
Kevin Hart does like 100 live shows, right? And then that same show that he tours with, he then releases later as a stand-up special.
Yeah. And
Netflix will give him, 30, 40 million for that, right? So he just sold you the same product twice.
I never thought of it like that, but yeah, that's true.
And he's done that several times.
Yeah.
He tours with the same show.
And then sells
all
it again,
over the world. And then sells it to a network after the tour.
Yeah.
For a bucket load of money. He just sold you the same product twice. He didn't stop and care about who may have seen it, he does clamp down on the phone thing.
Yeah.
But I still don't think it matters. I really don't. I feel like because of who he is, Chappelle could do the same thing. Chappelle locks phones up and all that stuff. But if you're a person that the people want to see, they're coming to see you.
That's very true.
They've sung along to Mick Jagger songs all their life. It don't matter if you saw them on YouTube or if you saw them on a VHS tape back in the day.
They're going to go to a concert.
You're going to go see the Rolling Stones when they pull up.
Guns N' Roses do a concert here, and it doesn't matter if Sweet Child of Mine gets played, everyone.
Pull up. Yeah, Sweet Child of Mine, you going to sing right along with it. Sweet Child of Mine.
I feel that the problem, and you'll know this as well, excuse me, you'll know this as well, one of the issues we have as comics is that we have a joke that if we say once, you've heard. If you say it again, you've heard and you might laugh again. You say it a third time, but whereas music artists, they can have one song.
Yeah, there's a flip.
20 years down the line, they can.
That's the difference between music and comedy. Comedy, for whatever reason, we have to have new material. We have to have it. And that's just part of the territory. You know what I mean? You can quit the comedy game and become a singer and try that route, but you do have to refresh your material. But at the end of the day, it's like you got to cook.
Yeah, it's true.
Cook with the ingredients that's in front of you and make a meal.
I've got one, and this is not even flowing in what we're talking about right now. I have got one question before I ever forget to ask, and this is me personally asking.
Facts.
Probably one of everyone's favorite person to watch, Bernie Mac, and you got to work with him closely.
Oh yeah.
What is he like?
Bernie Mac is one of the most cool, down to earth dudes, man. You know what I mean? Like it felt like I was working with one of my uncles because he was like protective over me. You know what I mean? One time we were filming in Memphis, and it was the middle of the wintertime. And this is in Soul Men when him and Sam ran me over with the car, Lester. And the scene is me laying on my back on the ground, on the concrete.
I remember, yeah.
And so when they were setting up that shot, the producers were talking about something, and I was just laying there on the ground. And Bernie comes out the hotel. He's like, "Why they got you laying on the ground? Oh, I can't stand none of these." You know what I mean? He started going. He started going into this thing. You know. So he was like he started fussing at the producers. And was like, "Don't have this young man on the ground. He can get sick. He can get pneumonia. You know, if he get pneumonia, you ain't gonna be able to get the rest of these shots." You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. So He didn't have to do that. He didn't know me like that. And he pulled me aside. He said, man, just make sure you don't let people just push you around because they're paying you a check. Like, stand up for yourself and let them know, like, I'm not getting down on the ground until y'all are ready. Make sure y'all are ready to shoot. I get on the ground. As soon as you cut, I'm up. Because the longer I lay on that ground, I could, my body freezes up and I can get sick.
And you're right. The fact that he didn't have to. He could have just gone off to his side and said,
he could have been a
just chill.
celebrity and just been concerned about himself. And he was already sick at the time.
Yeah, this was the last film he did, wasn't it? So,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he passed away like that same year, months after we finished rapping.
That for me is a personal question because I would always wanted to know what it's like to find out from someone who got to work with him.
Oh yeah, he's always been that though. Like since the beginning of my career, I've always ran into Bernie Mac and had the opportunity to have conversations with him, and I opened up for him in my hometown before I had done anything. And he would always, the first bit of advice Bernie Mac gave me, he said, "Take your time." He said, "Take your time. It took me 25 years to get to where I am. Take your time." And I was like, wow. Like, he really meant, like, you got to have an oven career versus a microwave career. You want the oven. You want to have the seasonings. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People especially now, everything is instant. Everything is influencer based.
Yeah.
You put up a post and you hope to get 1 million likes, right? So people want instant gratification. But it's those of us that stay in, seasoning the craft, seasoning the artistic angle that people are going to migrate toward. It's something Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, he just said that in an interview. He said, you want clientele. You don't want just a one-off sale. You want clientele that continually come back and come back and come back. So what Bernie Mac was saying to me, what Nipsey Hussle was trying to say, is go for the long haul. Relax, enjoy it, build up your craft so that it actually means something, so that it's foundation. You don't want to build a house on sand. You got to build it on a strong foundation. So Bernie was like, take your time. Like, it took me 25 years to get here. And then he finally started to blow up. Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
his first role was like
late,
45, 50. When he first, Sam Jackson, same thing. One of the biggest movie stars in the world, Sam Jackson. Like, he didn't really get his big break till he was in his 40s.
And now he's untouchable.
Yeah.
He's absolutely untouchable now.
And he still looked the same. Black don't crack. So we got to take our time, man. We got to take our time, develop, and care about the craft. There's always going to be people saying something. There's always going to be somebody critiquing you or criticizing what you do.
Always.
But you got to go in and believe. Just believe what you do. And cook. Cook, man.
Affion got the wise words here. This is what I like when we get into, when I talk to someone who I know, everyone's seen the wild you when you're acting in character, but when you actually hear you speak, and that's the stuff I like when I talk to comics and hear their opinions, their views. That's
and I appreciate it because that's what my stand up is more so about. I do all the silly stuff. I do characters. Of course, yeah. But the focus of what I like my voice to tap into is people. And how can we be better people? Starting with me and then everyone else. If I can inspire someone to be better or to think better about their life or about not knocking the next person and, just mind your business and focus on what you do. Let's stop bickering about what this type of person does or what this, sexuality does or what this tall person does. We are worried about all the wrong stuff. And it's all to mask insecurity for what we're trying to hide in our own thing. So it's better to shine a light on somebody else and just start, calling them out. But it's like, yo, that's what I want my stand-up voice to be. And that's what it is. It's really about, hey, let's all come together and let's laugh together. Let's party together. Let's have fun together. Let's live together because we only got one earth.
Of course.
We act like we got 5 Earths, so we just be messing this one up. We chopping down trees and all kind of nonsense, but we need this Earth, so we gotta. We
just had the massive protest, and I was saying to Sammy earlier on, literally round the corner from here, and they've shut down the whole of our main shopping district, Oxford Street, and there's like a pink boat in the middle of the road that they've drilled and cemented in, and it's everybody who's campaigning for environmental awareness. And
so they're protesting exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly what you're saying now. Some of the protests have really upset and annoyed people because they've jumped onto trains and stopped trains from being able to operate, so people get into work and that. Right. But literally, the core root of what that they're discussing is what you just said there.
Wow. Yeah, I was on a plane all day, so I don't mean to be ignorant to the issues that's going on.
No. Listen,
I'm glad that I'm tapped into the same energy that what they're protesting about.
Yeah, you'd have to apologize. You just landed, so this is
Facts.
news that you're gonna be finding out a lot more. I mean, Sammy who's driving you around, he's from outside of London. He would have just got a whiff of it, but he's just been in very much London.
No, you mentioned it when we got in the car, but I didn't know what the full issue was about. But see, I tapped in.
It's been knocking us down, but it is what it is. It's at least as like you said, you tapped into the energy that's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask this now, and I want to
ask whatever you want, man.
All right, so
I done told you that.
Let us know what. You're going to be here doing 4 shows, like we said, on Real Deal Comedy Jam. Tour starts tomorrow. Yeah. What can we expect from Affion Crockett?
While I'm here?
Yeah.
I just told you. I just told you. It's going to be... look,
no, you said but
I'm silly. You know what I mean? I talk about family. I talk about sexuality. I talk about relationships. I talk about celebrities. You know what I mean? I talk about me. I talk about being in therapy. I'm a real guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not... As much as I'm always aiming to be funny, I aim to be real first, because comedy comes from that real place of truth. You know what I mean? I don't like to just be up there talking a bunch of silliness just for the sake of getting a laugh. If I can't leave you with a nugget, then what are we doing this for?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Laugh and educate at the same time.
Yeah.
I can leave a little message.
But you're going to laugh at the nugget, though. You're going to be like, oh, wow, I do that. I do that, though. Wow, he's all right, though.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say one more time, Affion Crockett's in the building. Where are we going to be from tomorrow? We're in Camden at
Dingwalls.
And then Friday, we're
Get
going,
your tickets.
We're going Nottingham on the Friday. That's at the Prism. Then on Saturday, it's Leeds, Prism. And then Sunday, we finish off the tour in Birmingham. And that's going to be, I always forget that it's the... Say again. Rosie's, that's it. I always forget the name because they've changed it a couple times. So Rosie's is where we're going to be.
It must be a black club. You know how black clubs do. They shut it down.
And open it up again a week later with a new name.
After a murder. Come on out. Leave your guns at home.
Ladies and gentlemen, Affion is in the building. I'm going to go to a song now. Can you stick around for a bit? Do you need to shoot? I know you're tired.
I got you, man. I'm here for you.
Nice. All right. I'm going to go to a song right now. This is BBC Radio London. How about some Sean Kingston? Sean Kingston, Beautiful Girls. Aurie Styla covering for Miss Judy Love right here on the scene, BBC Radio London. I'm going to do a redaction and a big shout out as well to my boy Sammy. Sammy is the organizer of the Real Deal Comedy Jam, which the tour is on. But the way it sounded when I was talking was just like he was a driver. Now, for anyone who texted him saying that was not what I said. Don't even try and put that shade down. That was not what came out of my mouth. People trying to make me and Sammy start warring. That's not the case.
Sammy worries too much.
Sammy, tell them, right? Big Real Deal Comedy Jam done. I can see the faces in the corner looking at me saying, yeah, you messed up, Aurie. Anyway, so what we're going to do real quick, right? We're going to go to the news in a little bit, but before we go to the news, there's one of the things that I mentioned earlier on about Affion is that he is really good when it comes to impersonating voices. So what we're going to do, I'm going to have a conversation with Affion. I'm going to ask him about just something, but he's going to answer the questions in the voices that are given. Which one do you know?
Oh, okay. That's what we're doing?
Yeah.
All right.
You think you're cool for that, aren't you?
I think I can handle it.
All right. So we'll tell you what, we'll pick... You pick a voice first. You pick any of the voices first.
No, just ask me a question in whatever voice you want me to do.
Okay. What do you think about English football or soccer, as it's called? And we'll go with Jay-Z.
I mean, it's just a different sport. You got to use your feet a lot. And it's like I don't really know how I feel about that. I respect what they doing, but I was always uncoordinated. That's why when I'm on stage, I don't really do no dance moves.
Okay, so
I let Beyonce do all of that. You feel me? So she's a great dancer. I'm just great with the rhymes. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hov. I'm great with the rhymes.
So tell me, what does Chris Rock feel about? Not, I wouldn't even say football. What's his favorite sport to watch?
Man, I love to watch boxing, man. Okay. I love to see people get punched in the face, man. Okay? Come on, man. It's hard being a boxer, man. It's hard being a boxer, man. It's hard. It's so hard being a boxer, man. Because you get punched in the face. Look, man, I don't know if you ever got punched in the face, right? I don't know if you ever got punched in the face. But if you want to know what being punched in the face feels like, it feels like getting punched in the face. Okay? Come on, man.
And before we go to the news, let me ask, how would Russell Simmons bring in the 9 o'clock news right here on BBC Radio London?
I mean, I would only bring it in if it was like something that was like an advertisement so that I can get some money from it. You know, I'm an entrepreneur, so we have to attach one of my brands if that's cool with you.
If it's cool with me, if it's cool with you, Russell.
We have to. That's the hip hop way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we have to. It has to be lucrative. So, what brands are we representing before 9 o'clock?
Ladies and gentlemen, Affion's going to be on tour from tomorrow all the way up until Sunday with the Real Deal Comedy Jam. I'm going to be there. Axel Blake, Quincy and Prince Abdi. We're going to go to the news literally in about 30 seconds. Affion, what's your social media so people can follow you?
At Affion Crockett. AFF like Frank, ION CROCKETT.
Nice. Thank you for coming down, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Man, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Me
gonna
too,
be
man.
great.
I've been hearing a lot about you, bro.
Well, we'll see if it's all true tomorrow.
I heard Kevin Hart shouting you out on his live before.
Well, let's see.
Let's see what we got.
We go to the news now, sir.